It's Idiot Box Radio with your host, Tori.
Hey, g'day legends, welcome to the show. This is Idiot Box Radio coming to you live and direct. Direct is one of the words that I'd like to use today, in fact, because I haven't talked to you for a while. And I was getting all caught up in like life and other things going on and my health. And I did a video or audio, depending on how you want to listen, talking to you about my surgery. And so much stuff is going on. But we're heading toward Christmas. And I thought, you know what, this is ridiculous. Instead of getting worked up about getting all the video right, I can just do an audio show and put it up. So if you are on YouTube and you are just seeing a static image, that's just how it is for this particular show. But and it may be like that for a little while, but I am really missing talking to you guys. Make sure you do go to the website idiotboxradio.com. You will see all the different ways that you can get in touch with me, get in touch with the show, and be a better friend, as I'm going to try to do so with you, my friends. My name's Tori. I'm 50 years old. I live in Geelong, Victoria, Australia, and I rap succinctly. I love hip-hop. I mean, I'm digressing, but I'm going to go and see DJ Quick this Friday and do a meet and greet in Fitzroy. It's a suburb of Melbourne. I live in Geelong. It's probably going to be about an hour and a bit away, but I can't wait. I couldn't find anyone to go with me, so if you happen to listen and you are going to the DJ Quick gig in Melbourne, make sure you look for the grey-headed 50-year-old buffoon, possibly wearing an Ice Cube t-shirt, and say g'day. Wow. So I've been consuming a lot of media data things lately, and I thought, generally I'm sharing them with you and I'm telling you what they're all about and trying to make sure that you are nice and aware of things as they occur, and that you can therefore, share an experience of something that I've experienced, and hopefully you have a good time doing it. I don't know if you guys are into books, but I am. So today I'm going to be getting there eventually once I've finished polywaffling. But Stephen King recently brought out a book called Fairy Tale, and today I am going to review that for your listening pleasure. Fairy Tale isn't what you think, but it is, but it's not. I sometimes work at a bookshop, sometimes I don't, sometimes I work other places. Hey, sometimes I get told that I'm going to work and then I don't work because they, cut everyone's shifts the day before. I'm not bitter, it's just the way it is. And so therefore I should be streaming more on TikTok, and earning fat cash through gifts and other things. You can become a Patreon if you choose to, but I am not doing a lot for the Patreon at the moment. So if you do cancel your payment, I don't blame you, because I would cancel on me as well. Not in a cancel culture kind of way, but I just began, Tori, I'm not getting anything special out of this, except for the fact you do put my name at the end of the videos. So therefore I shall lower my my payment to $1 or $1.50 or whatever the fuck the cheapest one is. Stephen King legend. He put out a book called Fairy Tale. I have got the, it's an exclusive cover from a bookshop called QBD. Sort of a purple colour. It does look pretty cool. It doesn't change the content within, therefore, yay verily. So let's get straight into it, because I've not really. But this is a story about a kid called Charlie Reid, and he befriends this old dude and his dog, Mr. Bowditch, and his dog Radar. And eventually, after 100-something pages, don't worry, it's not a spoiler as such because it's on the back of the book, but after 100 pages and you eventually get to like Mr. Bowditch, who's a bit of a prick at the start of the story, you realise that, he's a nice man with a terrible secret. He is the guardian of a portal to another world where great evil has overfallen the land. But also, as Charlie is growing to really be fond of Mr. Bowditch, who is destined for death, Radar the dog is also getting quite old as well. Going down into the other world, he's been told that there is a sundial that, if spun backwards, will de-age things, including the beloved dog Radar. Charlie goes down there, as you would, and investigates. Plus, there is a massive amount of gold in this forgotten world. Is it another plane of existence? I think so, but it is presented as you go down a well and you end up somewhere else. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be, we always think, there's a world underneath the earth. Well, not necessarily. It may just be that there's a portal to another world that gives the appearance of going down to go somewhere else. Anyhow, Charlie starts going down there, and this is the beautiful thing. It does very much, like everyone goes, especially when I work in the bookshop, I go, you've got to read Stephen King. If you've never read a Stephen King, you're missing out. And they go, I don't like horror. It's not a horror book. Some of the things that happen in this, it's a bit scary and terrifying at times for Charlie, but for us, the reader, there is no real sense of horror. There's a bit of dread for Charlie because he does go through quite a bit, but and this is without spoiling it, it's just a beautiful, no pun intended, fairy tale, and I think that you need to go on this ride and experience the lows and highs throughout, as I did when I was reading the book. Characters are beautifully written. Stephen King is the master blaster of all of this stuff, and I do think that you will really, really come to love the characters, in particular Charlie, and it is written from Charlie's perspective as well. And I think that Stephen King, when he decides to write a character, he just nails it every time. This is one of those moments where I do think that you will feel so grateful that you have jumped into it like I did. Fairy Tale is the latest book by Stephen King, and this is just such a thrilling book from start to finish. I could not put it down, except for when my lunch break finished and I had to go back to work. But you know what I mean, time constraints aside, I love this from start to finish. I do love Stephen King. I like his scary stuff. I like his normal stuff. Another good example of a book, if you do want to get into it without it being a horror book, is Billy Summers, a story about an assassin on his last mission. Within it, Stephen King writes another story that's meant to be by Billy about Billy's time in Afghanistan. And Stephen King, I know you don't listen, but if you do, if someone tags you, I want a war book from you because I think that would be utterly magnificent. Nails it every time. But in any case, it's well worth reading. Fairy Tale, utterly magnificent, and I do want you to jump on board. New release, you can get it for about $19 though, and I hope that you enjoyed as much as I did. Make sure to comment below if you do like this. Thank you for sitting through audio, and if you are on YouTube, you can subscribe through Apple Podcasts. If you're on Apple Podcasts, you can find me at Tory Idiot Box Radio on YouTube, or you can just go to the blog at idiotboxradio.com and do whatever the hell you want to do. I look forward to seeing you guys, or hearing you, or speaking at you next time, and thank you so much for being a part of my life. I really do value the company. Till next time, cheerio, bye-bye.